Hi, good morning, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whichever location you're watching this video. I am back again, and we will continue the session we have started, like introduction to major AWS video services, AWS services. Okay. Uh, so I remember the last we had ended up the session on EC2 instances. We were discussing about EC2 instance. Okay, we got understood like what is VPC, the virtual network, and what is EC2 instance, the virtual machine that we can launch within the virtual network of the AWS. Okay, so that was the last topic we had completed, and we'll move next on the remaining services to understand the remaining AWS services. Okay, but before that, I would like to wish all of you a great Happy New Year ahead, 2025. And may God fulfill all of your resolutions, all of your wishes, what you might have set for the upcoming year. Okay, so wish you a great Happy New Year 2025. Let us move on the topic. So we ended our last discussion on EC2 instance, and yeah, next important service from AWS, that is IAM, Identity and Access Management. Okay, so identity and access management is the service which basically is to maintain the different kind of user login, user groups, user roles. Okay, that we can create on AWS account as per the requirement of the organization or the companies we work for. Okay, so when we create any user account, when we create any account on AWS, okay, we create an account. We can create a personal account, okay, either individual account, or you can create an account for your organization, okay, a corporate account. You need to register. You need to do the registration with a primary email ID, and that primary email ID becomes the root login detail, login user ID of the AWS account. With that, you can log in into the AWS console and you can manage all of your services. Okay, but let us assume like in a bigger environment for a big organization or a company, uh, it is not possible to maintain for one person to maintain all the resources, okay, as per the requirement of the company, because there are a lot number of employees, okay, and different employees have different requisitions. Okay, some group of users may need access to EC2 instances. Some group of users may need access, like developers. Okay, group of developers would need access to some application level services like S3, AWS Lambda, okay, SNS, SES, all those services they would require to do their programmatic requirement. Okay, there are some reviewers also. Okay, that they will review the budgeting and the billing and the cost optimization, all those stuffs they will review. And their group of testers also, they would also need to access some certain services. Okay, so it is not possible for one person to share his login credential to everybody, and everyone will go on to log into the account with the same credential and do their steps. Okay, so for that purpose, this IAM, Identity and Access Management Service, is there, wherein you can define your developer groups. Okay, you can that is called IAM groups itself. You can define different kind of roles you can create on that. You can define different kind of policies, like which group will have the access to which services. Okay, and you can then allocate those policies and groups to the particular user group also. Okay, so that those certain group of users, and you can create the different user credentials for those specific users or the groups. Okay, and you can give the limited access for those people, like let's say you have created a developer groups. Okay, and you have created a credentials for them, and the policies you have defined in such a way like they will have access to certain services only. Okay, not all the services. Okay, Like for example, you can also set the granular level of permissions. Like if you want them to just view the services, okay, or create the services, not to delete an instance. So in that kind of granular permissions, you can provide further. Okay, so that was a simple understanding of AWS service, okay, wherein we can completely authentication and authorizations. Okay, we can define different kind of IAM users. Even as I mentioned, like the primary email ID or by which we have got the registration, okay, that becomes the root email ID. But you can also create one another user parallel to you that will have all the rights, all the permissions, like the root user, and he can also react on behaves like a admin user. Okay, so that is also possible, and different kind of subgroups of users. All those things can be created. Different kind of roles you can create, and the policies and the permissions to AWS resources. And for the further security implementation, and you can implement the MFA multi-factor authentications. Like if any particular user is going to log in, he will have to verify himself, double verification, right? Okay, with the OTP or some authenticator app they can use to authenticate himself. Okay, with provided OTP from AWS. So this was about identity and access management. So I will have a different topic, a different dedicated video for IAM, where we will understand and we will see all these things in practical, that how to create IAM users, how to create roles and define policies, and we will give access to particular AWS resources. We will understand how to give the granular resources, what is MFA, okay, how to give permissions and single sign-on. All those things we will discuss in a dedicated IAM video, okay, that I'm planning to create. Okay, but in short, this was the understanding of IAM, Identity and Access Management. Not only the cloud, AWS, but even in any cloud service provider, there must be one this kind of service. Okay, that is the Identity and Access Management service. In Microsoft Azure, there's Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, that is for the same purpose. In AWS, it is called IAM. Okay, so that was it. Next, moving next. Next service is S3. Okay, that is simple storage service. Simple storage service is a block storage service of AWS. Okay, basically there are two types of services itself. Two type of storage in AWS. Like there's one EBS, that is the block storage, that is like reacts like SSD or SDD connected to your AWS instance, wherein your applications, your data files you can store. But this is not like block storage. It is an object storage service of Amazon S3, and it is on it's a global service S3. Okay, wherein you can create the S3 buckets. You can upload your files. Okay, like let's say consider where we can use this S3. I'll give you an example, a use case we will discuss. Let's say you are developing an application, okay, and let's say a shopping portal, right? A product shopping portal we are going to develop, and the vendors are uploading their product images, okay, and the products are being sold across the multiple countries, okay, multiple regions, and so those images and the transformation of those images, like multiple we can generate the images on multiple resolutions, okay, and all those images can be stored on S3, and it is those S3 images are accessible via endpoint. There is S3 URL for those all those objects that we have stored, or images or the files or any textual content we can store on S3, and that is accessible via endpoint. And those endpoints or the S3 object URL can be embedded within your web portal, okay, anywhere. And further, there are Content delivery in cloud front. Okay, there's another service, cloud front, that is always discussed with conjunction with S3. That is for the caching. Okay, that is the cache network of AWS. Okay, that the region wise, it caches the images or the objects that is uploaded on S3. Okay, in order to in order to fulfill the low latency requirement. Okay, for the users across the globe and zone wise, region wise itself. So that is about it. Simple storage service. That is, let us understand in short as of now. Like, it is an object storage service where you can store the objects, right? And that is accessible globally by this object URL, S3 object URL, and it further it is connected to the CloudFront caching service also, that delivers the images or the content with low latency to the end user. Okay. It is not any block of storage. It cannot be directly connected to any EC2 instance. Okay, it's not like a hard disk or SSD, but it is a global object storage service. Okay. Yes. Further, we can use the S3 to store our backups. Okay, the EC2 instances or any database backups. For all those backup purpose, we can use. Even there are provisions like you can back up your on-premise data also on S3. Okay, with some storage gateway, we can connect our S3 to our on-premise data center or the on-premise machines itself. So all those things are there. So those are the advanced topics. So that all those things will also we will discuss in dedicated S3 video. But in short, this was the simple definition of S3, that it's an object storage. Okay, in order to store the images, text file, PDF. Okay, and that is available globally with the S3 object URL. Okay, and that can be embedded with your app, your third any other applications like in websites, web portals. You can call those URLs and you can access those contents. Okay, so that was all about Amazon S3. Okay. Next service is RDS, Relational Database Service. Okay. So this service is basically for creating and configuring our database. Okay. As per the project requirement, we might have the requirement to create the databases like PostgreSQL database, MySQL database, MS SQL database, Oracle database. Okay, or some NoSQL databases also. Okay, so all those kinds of databases we can create on Amazon RDS. Okay, and further, we can connect our applications to the database as we connect with their using the connection string. Okay. So basically, this RDS service is for the database management service, wherein different kind of databases, relational, non-relational database, we can create. Okay. So that is all about RDS itself. So we will have another dedicated session for RDS also. Okay. Next service is EBS, Elastic Block Storage. Okay, it is the service that provides us the feature of hard disk and SSD. Okay, that we can create and we can attach to our EC2 instance. Okay, so it is just understand it is a kind of hard disk. Okay, or storage disk that we attach with our EC2 instance to in order to install our operating system OS or our application data storage purpose. So that is all about EBS. Okay, it is also again a very vast topic. There are different kind of properties and attributes of different kind of variations of EBS. Okay, and with the feature and with their access level. Okay, all those things are there. So all those advanced properties we will discuss in our detailed video session. So next one is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda we will discuss in the next video. But let us end this session at this EBS itself. And in the next video, we will move on other remaining topic. Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for now, and stay connected, stay happy, stay healthy. Okay. Thank you very much.